6 days ago, or thereabouts, I made my return to a wrestling ring, so now I thought it was only right that we sit down and talk about it because we've talked about everything else, so why wouldn't we talk about that? If you have just stumbled across this video, my name is Simon Miller. Welcome to my lovely little YouTube channel. Subscribe, it will make you feel better, or if nothing else, it won't make you feel any worse. I mean, I could just end it there, really, couldn't I? I returned to wrestling 6 days ago. There is a video of it. There's 2 videos. You can watch all of Defiant episode, I think it's 32, maybe, top of my head. You can watch that, or very nicely, they made a little edited version. I'll put a card for that one. That will pop up now, and I'll put a link in the description. Please go watch it. A couple of reasons. One, any kind of feedback would be great too. Let's be completely transparent and honest. The more people that watch, the more I look like a draw. And really, that's what wrestling is all about. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit. I've just realized I turned the wrong dial. What a moron. What dial is that? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. All of a sudden, I'm just going to get louder. Who cares? But yeah, I mean, it's been a long road. And you kind of, when you get to these junctures in your life and you look back, that's only then you realize, where did the time go? Because it was 8 months I was out with the shoulder injury. Again, it shouldn't have been that long, but there was some complications along the way. The doctor was unsure that it was a good idea, so fair play. They wanted to make sure, and I can appreciate that as much as it sucked for me. At the time, I just wanted to get back in the ring. The good thing is now I'm back wrestling training and obviously had my first match, now trying to get more matches. Cheap plug for that too. If you do watch this and you know a wrestling promoter or you are a wrestling promoter, please do get in touch. You can go to my Twitter at Simon316. All my contact information is in there. Without running the risk of sounding arrogant, I don't mean to, but a couple of people have asked me this, so I thought, well, I may as well own the situation. I don't have like some chip on my shoulder where I think I should be booked in certain promotions. I want to work everywhere. I want to work anywhere. I want to get all the experience that I can. I'm treating this as a young rookie upstart wrestler who has to earn his plaudits. That's the way I see it. I want to do it right, and I want to respect the business, because we all know I joke around, but that is important. Of course it is. I'm just saying that because it's the standard thing we always hear in videos such as this and on WWE TV. But in terms of the experience itself, it was quite crazy. If you watched the vlog we did last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, about the change up in my wrestling gear, at one point, as we talked about, I wasn't going to do it, and I changed my mind. And looking back now, it's still really weird for me. I feel like we should do a follow-up to that, because so many people got in touch and said it was really refreshing to hear somebody come out and talk about those hang-ups and issues, I suppose, is the best way to put it. I don't really like going with the negative context, because we all have struggles, and I think the most important thing going forward is to make sure that whatever struggles we do have, we don't try and make them sound sad and bad, even if they are, because that way, not only is it going to make individuals feel better about talking with them, but people will feel more empowered as they go forward. Or at least that's my viewpoint on it. But yeah, I'm really, it's still weird. Like, you look back at the pictures and stuff, and again, I'm going to litter this video with pictures, but please do go and watch the video. That's just that classic thing. I'm not going to nick Defiant's content, because that would be awful. But pictures are fine, I feel. Yeah, it's still weird to look back at pictures and you still do kind of pick yourself apart, because the brain is a weird thing. Like, to be honest, I haven't got one bad comment about it. Not one. I'm sure they're out there. Sometimes I don't really go looking for comments because I think it's crazy. But we can be so self-critical about ourselves. That's kind of how I felt watching the match too. As we've talked about, I just said it a minute ago, I'm a novice at this. I'm still growing. So to kind of put together any kind of a match, I should be able to take bits and pieces away, and I certainly am. That's why I make sure I do watch all of my stuff back and watch as much as other stuff that I've possible, so that I can grow as a wrestler and say, well, you did that, don't do it again. Because hopefully, you always want to be a bit like a sponge when you're teaching yourself, and I like to think that I am. Somebody said it to me once. I thought, I like the way that sounds. Because if you do that, it means next time you won't do it again. But I really did enjoy it, and I want to shout out to everybody in that match. I couldn't ask for anyone better to work with. I won't say their name to protect them as much as possible, but it's pretty obvious, clearly, who I'm talking about, because they were in the match. And there were a few things. I mean, the best thing about it was, as I kind of put together my moveset, which again, still a work in progress, there's absolutely some stuff that I want to keep there, like the back suplex. I'm a big fan of that. I was doing a Falcon Arrow before I got injured. I want to bring that back. We've now got the stupid people's elbow, sort of Y slap to the head. And that was an idea I've had for a while. During my time out, I was thinking to myself, what can I do to... Because they always say wrestling's at your best when you introduce some of your personality to it. If you've seen any of my videos, be it here or What Culture or whatever, I'm an idiot. I'm a goof. I'm a moron. And I wanted to kind of put that into into my wrestling. And I know there'll be some critics out there go, oh, that's not very serious, and you're never going to win a world title with that. And again, The Rock did the people's elbow, and he's the biggest wrestler, if not, the biggest movie star in the world. Not that I'm just trying to rip him off, but when I was thinking of a way, again, to add more personality into my matches, especially the YouTube stuff like the head slap, I was like, Simon, you could just slap their heads. Hit the ropes, slap them in the head. It needs to be finessed a little bit. I should have slapped them properly and, stood up and shouted, here's why. But again, these are all things that lovely people have fed back to me and that I can add going forward. And I think as I evolve and progress as a wrestler, not only will that be fun for me, but hopefully it's fun for you guys as well. Because we started all this as a YouTube vlog, and we're carrying them on as a YouTube vlog, and that's never going to stop regardless. So, I look forward to making that more of a, probably not the best thing to do as soon as I tagged in, but that was me, I think, overthinking it. I thought that would be really funny if that's the first move people see me do, and then I tag back out. But hey, we learn, we move forward, with it. But yeah, I definitely want to make that a staple maybe halfway through a match. I think it will add some levity, but also a bit of crowd reaction. And if it doesn't work, I'll stop doing it. You've got to try these things. And then, of course, there's the ups and downs, the finishing move, which... it's weird. It's basically a running. Some people call it a running Michinoku driver. Then people on Twitter get mad and go, "No, it's just a running power slam." I don't care, mate. You can call it whatever you want. It's a running slam where I sit down. Again, absolutely, needs to be tweaked as we keep going. But I'll get there. I've only done it a few times. Obviously, I practiced it more, but in a live environment, I think sometimes your brain can overthink things. But I think the key for that is every time I hit it, people say to me, "I've never seen that before, Simon." And I'm sure someone's done it somewhere. Of course they have. But the fact that a few people have said that, I think is definitely worth moving on with. The best thing about it all is that I have a few bookings. I should promote them, of course. So May 24th, down in Highcliffe, which is near Bournemouth. At the Highcliffe Social Club. So, if you look for Fight Star on Twitter or Facebook, you can find the link. Please come down if you're around. I'd love to see it. It'd be great. Then obviously May 25th, back into fighting in Manchester for No Regrets. Please come to that if you're around. And then I don't have all the details yet, but the 4th of August, I'll be wrestling for a brand new promotion called EWE, run by a friend of mine, which is not why I want to do it regardless, but one of the reasons he reached out to me. And I make sure I do that. And I'm working on some other dates. But yeah, if you ever see my name attached to something and you're in the area, I would love to see it, because it's at these, I don't want to call them smaller shows, that sounds really disrespectful, but I can't think of a better word, but I really don't mean it like that, where I can perfect all of this stuff. So I can do the head slap, I can do the ups and downs, I can come work on all these little things that hopefully I can start piecing together while, hopefully getting better in front of a crowd and hearing a crowd and feeling a crowd and getting better on my promos and my character and my personality, all of these things that hopefully I can bring in a unique, I can't talk, a unique way. A unique way is a really hard thing to say. Who knew that? To wrestling. And obviously, I still love cutting promos. I think cutting promos is my favorite thing to do in the world. Again, I'm not saying I'm the best promo in the world. I just enjoy them. And the reason I mention that is because I know there's some wrestlers out there who would rather stab themselves in the face than do a promo. I just love it. That's the point I was making. Man, massive tangent. What I realise now as I sit here and I do plan more shows in is that I really miss it. I went to training last night and I got such a kick out of it. And now I'm kind of I'm not bummed because I'm excited, but I'm like, man, I got to get more bookings in. I want that feeling, that exciting, nervous feeling of knowing that a show is on the horizon. I don't know who's going to be there or how it's going to go. And I just like performing because I'm that guy, which I think is also defined as a jackass. No, I'm kidding. But it's, again, the support I got afterwards was another reason I wanted to make this video. Thank you so much for everyone that says nice things. It really does make it feel like a team effort. And I know, I guess, say, cheesy as anything. I don't care, man. Some things are cheesy. Doesn't mean it doesn't put a smile on your face. And who knows, maybe we can go overseas eventually as well. That's one for the bucket list, isn't it? Imagine being able to tweet that out. I'm going overseas to be a wrestler. I think I'd be pretty pleased with that. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully this is the start. Obviously it was the start last time when I got injured, so you never know. I think that's probably the number one comment I get from naysayers. But Miller, what if you get injured again? Well, then I get injured again. You can't live your life like that. What if I walk out the door tomorrow and get hit by a bus? What if I get in my car and someone smashes into me? It could happen. You never know. Life is terrifying in that way, but also kind of amazing. I don't mean it's amazing to get hit by a bus, but again, the classic cliche, which is why you should enjoy every day, because you literally don't know. That's, again, from a negative and a positive point of view, that's why it's fascinating. Every time you step out that door, it's a world of surprises, and some are good and some are bad. So we'll see. Please go watch the Defiant match. Again, feedback to me. I've had people feedback to me, man, I think you're crap. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to keep going, though. That was the best one earlier. Some guy on Twitter going, even if I was paid, I would never lose to you because you're not a real wrestler. And I was like, well, I am a real wrestler. You can say that I'm a crap wrestler, but I am a real wrestler. I'm as real as a wrestler as anybody else that has stepped through their ropes. But I'm just crap. That's cool. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Like, share, subscribe. Please do... I should say it. You can support me on patreon.com for Simon316. I was going to say, please do follow me on Twitter and Instagram too, at SimonMiller316. And as it is a wrestling focused video, I do have merch, simonmiller.bigcartel.com. These are all the ways you can support me and massively do go watch the Defiant match. And if you are in the area and you hear I've said anything where you go, I can get to that, come along. It would be great to see you. I'll talk to you again soon.